What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Celtics Daily Channel with me, Mike Zakarian. We're out here, we're grinding. It's Monday, and I'm telling you, I said this, I think, on Friday, or maybe it was Thursday, but it's getting easier and easier to get up in the morning and record these videos when this Celtics team is playing like this. We're having some fun out there. It seems like they're having some fun out there, just ripping off W after W. What we are going to do today, just bang out the games from Friday and Sunday, get you ready for the upcoming week, maybe do a little cup update, right? We got some cup stuff coming at you. We'll bounce around the league for a little bit, then get into your comments from last week, and then, just vibe into this Monday, which if you're in the Northeast, cold as hell. Not loving that. But hey, if it's your first time here, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, all right? Let's get these numbers up, all right? Hit the hype stuff, do all the stuff. Let's get more people in here, because Celtics are good now. People hate to see it coming, but the Celtics are good now. Let's start with Friday. And listen, sometimes the gift of life isn't just for the family that has gotten the new life. It's also for the Celtics. And by that, I mean, I want to shout out to Luka for being the dad that he is. I think it's important to be there when your kiddo is born. And I think it's important to take a couple days off. So Luka Magic, thank you on the Friday night stuff for sitting it out. Also, I saw, man, people were they were big mad. They were big mad this weekend. And I can't tell how mad they really are. But so on Friday, right, Celtics take on the Lakers. LeBron, and I think I said this in the video, right? LeBron had played the night before in Toronto and then was unable because he, is almost 41, sciatica, left foot tendon, all this stuff, right? He does not play in the back-to-back. And then Luka didn't play either because he had a kid. And I can't tell how legit it is because people will get on their pulpit being like, this is what's wrong with the NBA. Back in my day, they'd play 48 minutes a game. They would fly coach. They'd have to walk to the game. And I get it. There are people who are out there who spend money being like, hey, man, it's maybe the last time we're going to get to see LeBron play. It's LeBron, it's Luka, it's Lakers, it's Celtics, it's Friday night. I get it. And maybe the NBA turns around and finds the NBA for prioritizing that the Lakers prioritize that Thursday night game against the Raptors instead of the one against the Celtics. I don't know. I don't really know. I do think sometimes people just like to get mad on social media. But I do, if you spend a pretty penny to go to a Celtics-Lakers game and then it's like you're getting Bronny James, not LeBron James, I get it. But at the same time, like, you want these guys healthy. The dudes, this is what happens when you're 41 years old. You're not going to play back-to-back games, all right? If I work out today, actually this happened this weekend. I just turned 41. Worked out on Saturday, didn't on Sunday. And I wanted to, but my back was saying, no, you're not. So, I don't know. Hey, whatever. Celtics get the W. That's what was important there. And I'm not trying to take the player's side. Now I feel like people are going to come for me like, hey, you got to be more for the people spending the money. I get it. I'm sorry. Celtics win this one 126-105, and the ish wasn't close. Celtics came out in the first quarter, beat the piss out of them, 39-17 in the first quarter. Celtics won three of the four quarters. Third quarter, the Lakers came out, outscored them by 8. Looked like Austin Reeves was finally getting a little loose, but the Celtics win this one 126-105. Austin Reeves did finish the game 9 for 18 from the field, 36 points and 8 dimes. He honestly on a heater. If you see that LeBron is missing, Luke is missing, or both of them are missing, Austin Reeves is going to cook you. But he kind of did it when the game got out of hand, right? They really held him in the first quarter. Jordan Walsh was just swarming him out there. The Walshy Defender of the Year. It's not going to win Defensive Player of the Year, but man, most improved. I think we got to start entering Jordan Walsh into the most improved conversation. But they really, Reeves didn't get going until the second half. The game was already out of hand, right? Because the Celtics outscored him by 22 in the first quarter, and then by 1 in the second quarter. So for you math dorks, that's a 23-point lead going into halftime. The game, I mean, the Celtics do love to give up a 20-point lead in the fourth quarter. That's kind of their thing. Almost did it yesterday, although it was mostly in the third quarter. But the game was out of hand when Austin Reeves started cooking. So they, 36-8, sure, but that's kind of empty stats in this one. DeAndre Ayton had 6 and 10. Gabe Vincent gave him 18. And that's really it. That's it, because the Celtics just from start to finish, Derek White, the Derek White stuff, it's starting to happen. It was only a matter of time. Law of averages, it evens out, baby. He goes 5 for 10 from 3 in this one. Finished the game with 19 points, 6 dimes, and 5 boards. Jaylen Brown continues to be Jaylen freaking Brown. 10 for 22 from the field, 3 triples. He makes 3 of them. He has 30 points, 8 boards, 8 dimes. He had 3 turnovers and a steal. Just 3 turnovers for how much the ball was in his hands. Love to see it. Fast PP. Peyton Pritchard knocked down 3 triples. He had 15, but it was Walshy. 17 points, 4 boards, 1 assist, a steal, and 2 blocks. I love it. I love what we're seeing from him. I'm still like stunned it's happening, and I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop, like maybe the fairy dust wears off or whatever. But in the meantime, man, he's just on fire. He's on fire. We got Sammy Hauser had 12 points off the bench. Minot played 23 minutes, just did some defensive stuff. Luca Garza, Amari Williams got in for a couple minutes, whatever. Anthony Simons had 8 points. It's just a good W. And what I like is I feel like we haven't had too many wins like this where they just took care of business right away. They stepped on their throat early and then just went in cruise control for the rest of the game. Get the W, move on, right? And that's what I want them to. That's what I want them to be doing against teams that they are better than. And I know Lakers, if they're a full squad, I think if Lakers had Luka and LeBron, they're probably like 2 or 3.5 point favorites going into that game Friday. I mentioned on the Friday show that they were 6.5 point favorites. That's how we knew everybody was sitting. But I think this Celtics team, like, I think people are going to have to start taking them seriously now. We're going to go into the game on Sunday, which I thought was an even more impressive win for lots of reasons, but mainly, like, it is hard to go into Toronto and get W's. We saw the Lakers got a game-winning shot, right? They hit that game-winning shot in Toronto on Thursday night, but it is tough to get a W there, and Toronto has been playing straight-up good basketball, right? After this loss, the Raptors moved to 15-10, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but they've beaten some real teams. They were struggling the last couple of games, but they've been playing good ball for the most part. And they've got, like, this starting five is legit. They're still without R.J. Barrett, who's been missing some time. But, right, they ran out Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, Jakob Pertl, Emmanuel Quickly, and then the young guy, Jacoby Walter. They also have Sandro coming off the bench, which I don't know if you guys saw this at the end of the game. And shout out Derek White. Derek White's not scared of anybody. He's going to go out there and defend. But Sandro put White on a poster. Just dunked that ish right on his head. Right on his head. Put it down on him. That was tough. That was tough to see for Derek White. But Agbaji had 11. Also, this Jordan Walsh again, just out there being a menace on the defensive end. He had 7 points in the first quarter, finished with 9 and 6. Also had 3 steals. Hey, guess what? Jaylen Brown scored 30 points again. This time 3 for 4 from 3, 9 for 19 from the field. Got to the line 9 times, 30 boards, 8 boards, 5 dimes. Oh, again, 3 turnovers. Derek White, we mentioned him, hit 5 triples on Friday, 6 on Sunday. He finishes with 27 points in this game. Pritchard again, another 15 and 6. He knocked down 3 triples, and then the bench was a little bit more consistent. Simons gave them good first half minutes, finished the game with 12 points. You had Minot, who just, again, Minot stuff. Hauser knocked down 3 triples. He had 9. Like, this Celtics team, man, I'm into it. I'm into what's happening right now. They are 15-9. Now, this one got a little dicey, right? They were up 8 at the end of the first quarter. They outscored them by 10 in the second, right? And this Celtics offense, like, what I can't believe it's happening, right? I know we were going to keep talking about this, but I think we have to keep talking about it because of how important it is. That Neemias Queta injury against the Orlando Magic a couple weeks ago has freaking unlocked. It's like Pandora's box. I feel like what's the line, The Witch in the Wardrobe? We're like the Chronicles of what? Of Narnia. Shout out Lonely Island. But it feels like we all of a sudden we go to the small ball 5, we go through the closet and there's a freaking lion talking to me. That's what it feels like. It's one of the best offenses in the league over the last couple of weeks. And, you see the guys playing. It doesn't seem like it should be one of the best offenses in the league, but something has just been unlocked. And again, anyway, 77 points in the first half. They did cool off in the second half. They got outscored by Toronto by 10 in the third quarter, but still were able to hold on. And this is one of the, I love these types of wins, right? Where it's very, I think comebacks in the NBA are pretty easy with the 3-point variance, all that stuff, right? You can get down 20, come storming back. I think one of the hardest things to do, and just professional sports in general, is when the big momentum gets shifted like that, right? You give up a big lead. Toronto actually took the lead in this game, and for the Celtics to turn around, punch them in the mouth back, I think is the hardest thing to do, especially on the road in a day game, right? It's not easy when the momentum shifts like that. The crowd's on their back. It's easy to be like, here we go again. Here go the Celtics again. But no, this was like a tough, gritty win. And I'm really impressed with this team right now. And it's scaring me. It's scaring me because I was not mentally prepared for this. I knew they were going to be gritty, right? But this offensive thing is not what I saw coming down. I mean, and I thought like the offense would get unlocked a little bit. And last night, but I thought it would be from the 3-point ball. And yesterday, right, they go 20 for 47 from three, a good 3-point shooting night, 43%. That's going to get it done. They were 13 out of 14 from the line. But the rebounding is what's really been different, man. Like if you're only going to lose the rebound game by 1 or 2 every night when you are at you're supposedly at such a disadvantage, I don't know, man. It's just it's different. It's what we're seeing is different. And the offensive rebounding has been really impressive, right? They 14 to Toronto's 11. They're just winning at all facets of the game right now. And again, I'm assuming at some point it's going to cool off. But dude, you look at this run of games, it is just really, really impressive, right? What are they now? God, I'm going to pull it up right now, so I'm not just freewheeling. I'm not just vibing. You know what I'm saying? So ready? Like, let's do this. Let's do it from that Brooklyn loss, right? That dumb. Actually, we'll do it before the Brooklyn loss, right? They rip off a game against the Grizzlies, the Clippers, and the Nets. That's 3-1. Then they get wins over Orlando and Detroit. That's 5-1. They drop one to Minnesota. That's 5-2. Then they win these straight. Cleveland 6-2, New York 7-2, the Wizards 8-2, the Lakers 9-2, the Raptors are 10-2, and then they play in just a couple of nights against the Milwaukee Bucks, who are thinned out. This is just, I mean, you got to start. Let's look at the schedule again. Because I was ready to pencil in that Toronto loss, right? So they have Milwaukee on Thursday. Then they get the weekend off while they battle out the Cup stuff in Vegas. And then, so it's Milwaukee, which they're going to be favored in because no Giannis. You just got to slow down Kevin Porter Jr. and Ryan Rollins. Then it's Detroit, Miami, Toronto. Now, again, you just get through that, right? If the next 4 games you're 2-2 or 3-1, chef's kiss, because then you go right before Christmas break, you get the Pacers. Right after Christmas break, you get the Pacers again. Then you go on the West Coast, Portland, a fun, fast team, but still without Drew Holiday right now, and have been kind of faltering a little bit. Then they get Utah after that, which is not a fun road game, but it is Will Hardy, right? Revenge. Danny Ainge, revenge. What's Danny's kid's name? Austin? Revenge. And then after that, it's Sacramento, Clippers, Chicago, Denver. So I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Let's just bounce around the league for a little bit, okay? They Celtics now find themselves in what place here? They find themselves in 3rd place in the Eastern Conference. They were a game and a half behind the Knicks, 4 games behind the Pistons. Now, granted, they're in 3rd place, but only 1.5 games separate 3rd from 9th. All right, so it's close. It's freaking close in there. But they're just in a beautiful spot here. They're 8-2 in their last 10, 5 in a row. I mean, just firing in all cylinders. We're seeing it. This small ball 5 has just unlocked some stuff that's been a lot of fun. All right, let's bounce through this stuff because it's Monday. I got stuff to do today. Cup stuff, all right? We've got the 2 quarterfinals on Tuesday. I think it's East on Tuesday, West on Wednesday, all right? Wemby might be back. He was back at practice this weekend. So it's Spurs against the Lakers, which, by the way, just a reminder, your boy's going to be out in Vegas next week for this Cup. So I'll be there on Saturday, which means I'm guaranteed LeBron and Luka or Wembanyama because they're facing off. And then it's SGA and the Thunder. SGA got a night off last night as the Thunder continue to cruise. They're going to be taking on the Phoenix Suns, which is going to be a fun matchup because Phoenix is grit and grind out there. They might have Booker back in time for this one. On the East, we just saw the Knicks and the Raptors, right, recently in action. Both of them are going to be playing each other to decide who goes through. And now I'm Magic and... Oh, I'm forgetting the other one. Oh, the Dog's coming in hot. Dog is coming in hot. Magic and somebody else. I'm forgetting who the other one was, which is bad. I'm doing a bad job. No, I got nothing. I got nothing for you. Let me check this schedule right now. This is embarrassing. I do this every day, right? Every day I should know how to do this. The Dog coming in full speed really threw me off. I don't know. I'm not even going to look it up. You tell me in the chat. I've got the Dog running in, my mom FaceTiming me. This is out of control for a Monday. All right, let's get into some of your comments from the most recent video. Again, as always, appreciate you guys tuning in, subscribing, doing all the things, right? All right, we've got a lot of people in the chat. We're just saying thanks for keeping your shirt on Friday. Yeah, me too, man. I'm happy we didn't have to do that against that Washington. The real Ghosty says Jordan Walsh is kind of reminding me of fourth-year Pritchard. He comes in, does a little scoring and some defending, makes plays, and is out. You know what I was saying? This might be blasphemous to Warriors fans or Philly fans. He's got a little Andre Iguodala to him right now. Not, obviously not the ceiling of Andre Iguodala, but the way that he comes in, he's like, hey, I'm going to guard your best guy. I'm going to make stuff happen. Right? Little Andre Iguodala vibes. I don't know. I'm buying it. Wesley said, I'm with you on Simon's not performing the way I thought he would. Hope he settles in. I think so. I mean, listen, it's hard to, ask Jonathan Kuminga. It's hard to find ways to bitch and moan if you are winning games, right? So if you're winning games, you take the role, you eat it. Chris in the chat was saying, this team reminds me a lot of the Isaiah Thomas era. That's a fun comp. Different, style of play, but a fun comp in the sense that, just did not think this was happening, right? Did not think this was going down this way. And then John in the chat was saying, hey, it'd be nice if they could acquire Zach Edey. Listen, the Memphis Grizzlies are going to be a team fire selling. I don't think Zach Edey's going to be on the block, though. I don't think we're going to get Edey out there. That might be the one piece they hold on to. But we're going to wrap it there. Sorry I got thrown in the last few minutes, but that's what happens. It's not really live, but I treat it live, Hope you guys all have a great start to the week. We'll be back here tomorrow. Again, the Celtics don't play till Wednesday, so it's going to be really fun to see what kind of garbage I can come up with for you guys. But hit the subscribe. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow.